Hi, I'm Judy Cole, the Executive Vice President and CEO of the MIT Alumni Association, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this web production of the MIT Alumni Association.
Please welcome to the stage Paulash Mohsen.
Good morning and welcome to Tech Day. I am Paulash Mohsen, class of 96, a master's in chemical engineering, and now a proud member of a biotech spun out of MIT. A quick reminder from the Tech Day committee, for those of you that might have questions for our speakers, please find a device and head over to www.polev.com/MITQ. Pole Everywhere, by the way, was a startup founded by an MIT alum. So I have the privilege of kicking off our day's symposium by introducing our EVP and CEO of the MIT Alumni Association, Judy Cole. She's a higher education veteran with more than 30 years of experience in advancement management, tenure that spans not just MIT starting in 2009, but also successful tenures at Carnegie Mellon and Yale universities. Her visionary approach to alumni engagement has resulted in significant progress for the Alumni Association and indeed for the Institute. We've got record numbers both in terms of alumni engagement and philanthropic support, including among Tech Day reunions. Please welcome to the stage Judy Cole.
Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to do President Reif's shtick here. You can do better than that. Good morning. Thank you. On behalf of the MIT Alumni Association, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to all who are here in Kresge Auditorium and to the hundreds of alumni who are viewing this morning's symposium via webcast. Tech Day is one of the association's seminal programs that gives alumni, parents, and friends an opportunity for a window into MIT and some of the outstanding work that happens on this campus. I want to first offer a sincere thanks to the Tech Day Committee for the creation and development of this program, and a special thanks to Doug Laufenberger, Department Head of Course 20. I ask at this time that you take a moment to silence your mobile devices. We don't want any errant rings interrupting the program. To start us off, we are honored to have President Rafael Reif with us this morning. Rafael is the 17th president of MIT. In leading MIT's pioneering efforts to help shape the future of higher education, President Reif has focused on developing the Institute's latest experiments in online learning, MITx and edX. As of May, edX had engaged more than 11 million unique learners. The president is a champion for both fundamental science and MIT's signature style of interdisciplinary problem-centered research. He is also pursuing an aggressive agenda to enhance MIT's innovation ecosystem, including the launch of The Engine, a startup accelerator for tough technologies, the creation of a campus network of makerspaces, the ongoing construction of the major research and innovation facility called MIT Nano, and an ambitious decade-long redevelopment effort of Kendall Square. He also established the MIT Environmental Solutions Initiative, which includes the Jameel World Water and Food Security Lab and MIT's Plan for Action on Climate Change. In May of 2016, he announced the $5 billion MIT Campaign for a Better World, which has already garnered $3.4 billion from alumni and friends. Now, I would like to go off script, that always scares the staff and everyone, and just say a word or two about Rafael as a person, because I think he is an exceptional leader, and he has infused into MIT compassion and empathy and a humanity that we heard echoed by our commencement speaker yesterday, Tim Cook. It makes him a true role model for our community. Following President Reif's remarks, Professor Linda Griffith will take the stage to start our first panel of talks from Course 20 faculty. Please join me in welcoming Rafael to the stage.
Thank you, Judy, for that very kind introduction and for orchestrating this terrific weekend. But I also want to thank you, Judy, for your wonderful record of service to the Alumni Association and to all of MIT. So please join me in thanking Judy for all she has done for MIT. Good morning. It's truly wonderful to see all of you back at MIT. We have a truly outstanding program of faculty speakers this morning, and I know that you will also enjoy hearing Nubar put them through the paces. We're all counting on you, Nubar. So I will not take long, but I do want to talk to you about a new effort we have started. Judy mentioned that very briefly, that is absolutely vital to MIT's ability to invent the future. Let me start by taking a step back. In the US, in our country, and in many other nations, this is a time of significant uncertainty. As we navigate this period of change, I believe that we should remind ourselves and the public that universities can be a powerful, steady force for good. In fact, I believe this moment offers a remarkable opportunity for research universities to be leaders in education, leaders in research, but in particular, leaders in solving problems to make a better world. In other words, we need to be leaders in the kind of innovation that matters most. To illustrate, I want to share a story about some fantastic MIT research that is very much connected to today's theme. For many universities, research is an obvious assignment. Yet most institutions tend to emphasize either one kind of research or the other, either fundamental or applied. But I'm convinced that one of the key factors in MIT's capacity to make a difference for society is that we emphasize both, and we foster the interdisciplinary connections between them. We want ideas, energy, inspiration, and knowledge to flow up and down and side by side. To illustrate, I can pick so many examples. I want to talk to you about one that happened recently. I want to talk to you about Professor Liwei Tsai. When she joined the MIT faculty in 2006, Professor Tsai already had an impressive reputation for fundamental research on how the brain works, pure basic science. But once she arrived here, she began to be exposed to our entrepreneurial environment and our culture of seeking good for society. And gradually, she came to see that her fundamental neuroscience could potentially translate into a game-changing medical application by opening new avenues for treating brain disease, specifically finding a practical treatment for Alzheimer's. Worldwide, 46 million people suffer from Alzheimer's disease. The annual global economic cost, already about 1% of global GDP, is rising fast. And of course, more importantly, for patients and their families, the cost in human suffering is beyond measure. Today, Professor Tsai collaborates with colleagues in a range of disciplines. One of them is Professor Ed Boyden. Ed is incidentally an MIT graduate, course 6-2 and course 8. He is on the applied side, a brilliant engineer and scientist who is one of the pioneers of the field of optogenetics. Using the latest optogenetic techniques, Professors Tsai and Boyden have found something remarkable, that by using LED lights, flickering at a specific frequency, they can substantially reduce the plaques seen in Alzheimer's disease in the visual cortex of mice. The technique works by stimulating the brain's natural processes for fighting this kind of buildup. So far, this is the only technique that has ever been shown to treat the underlying mechanism that causes this form of dementia. Last December, their team published the results of a groundbreaking study. Our Dean of Science has described it as an entirely new direction for treating and preventing Alzheimer's disease. So far, so good. Great science plus great ingenuity produce a terrific new idea, the kind of innovation that matters most. But the next step can be just as hard and is extremely important, getting it to the marketplace. To pursue tests in humans, Professor Tsai and Boyden have started a company. And because the new therapy they hope to develop would be completely non-invasive and inherently safe, they have high hopes for progress. Thankfully indeed, the research drew the interest of a visionary private and patient investor who is backing their effort. But companies like theirs are not always so fortunate. Too often, startups that seek to develop some powerful new concept based on new science find that they don't fit in the current US risk capital ecosystem. For companies that can reach market profitability, initial public offering, or buyout in about 5 years, venture funding works beautifully. And that's perfect for most digital startups. But breakthrough technologies built on new science and engineering just take more time than most venture firms are willing to wait. Over the past few years, we saw more and more faculty, students, and alumni whose tough technology startups were stalling because there was no structure to provide the comprehensive support they needed. Eventually, the solution became obvious. If we hope to deliver serious technological solutions to urgent global challenges, we need to make sure that innovators working on those problems see a realistic pathway to the marketplace. So, to support tough tech innovators and innovations working on big societal problems, last October, we announced an effort we called the Engine. The Engine is an accelerator specially geared to serve new ventures based on cutting-edge science and technology. It offers a distinctive package of resources, patient capital, affordable local space, access to highly specialized equipment, streamlined legal and business services, and expertise from prototype to scale-up. It will also connect innovators with a network of MIT alumni, like-minded entrepreneurs, and major corporations in other innovation nodes near and far. But what truly sets the Engine apart is the emphasis on impact. In assessing candidate companies, it will prioritize breakthrough answers to big problems over early profit. The truth is, when it comes to the most important problems humanity needs to solve, clean energy, climate change, fresh water and food for the world, cancer, Alzheimer's, infectious disease, there is no app for that. We believe the Engine will help deliver to the marketplace the kind of innovation that matters most, innovation that otherwise might never leave the lab. Because many of these solutions depend on tangible technologies. We also have high hopes that they will ultimately produce not only new companies, but new industries, new forms of manufacturing, and new jobs. And if we can truly make the engine hum, it might become a model that would be useful to other ecosystems as well. As you know, and as you will surely see this morning, MIT's brilliant faculty are working hard to make a better world. To help make sure that these bold innovators succeed, I believe that as an institution, MIT needs to innovate boldly too. And that's what gave us the courage to create the engine. But their success depends on something else too, especially in a time when we expect to see sharp cuts in federal funding for science, which is the source of all innovation. So I want to leave you with this thought. As Judy said, a year ago we launched the public phase of the MIT campaign for a better world. Since then, I've had the privilege of traveling across the country and around the world to connect with some of MIT's most devoted alumni and friends. To date, as Judy mentioned, the campaign has raised $3.4 billion towards our $5 billion goal. And we have reached that total by inspiring contributions from 87,000 individuals and organizations. I expect that number may include many of you, and for that, I thank you. And I hope that it may eventually include all of you. Because we simply cannot do what you count on us to do without the bedrock support of the people who best understand MIT's potential to help make a better world. That is all of you. With that, I want to say that I wish you to have a wonderful reunion weekend. I welcome strongly your coming back to MIT, and I hope you contribute us so that all of us together can make progress towards making a better world. Thank you so very much.
Thanks again for joining us. For more information on future MIT Alumni Association productions, please visit our website.